Hello and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition on Nightmare. Last time we finished our adventure in the Fade, and fortunately we had to leave behind Loghain so that Hawk and I could make it out alive. But we managed to stop a Nightmare demon from raising a demon army and giving it to Crifius. And we made a bunch of judgments, about people. So first things, before I talk to any of my companions, which there are many conversations. Oh, this automatically
There
happens.
you are.
Oh,
I've been looking all over for you. I've just received the most
this
terrible
is
news.
this is good. Get excited.
What is it?
I'm engaged.
I sense this is complicated. Tell me more.
For the past year, my mother and father have searched Antiva for a match for me. They had no idea you and I had grown so close. Today, I received a letter declaring they've betrothed me to Lord Adorno Cielo Tranto of Antiva. I must deal with this. But until then, we cannot be seen in a compromising situation. I'm so sorry.
Are you saying we should act like nothing has happened between us?
No, not at all. But it is not right that we carry on while I am betrothed. I must break off the match first.
Let me know what I can do, Josephine.
No. Thank you so much, but no. Until I know more, I cannot risk a reputation. Why did this have to happen to us now, of all times? I must see to this. And to my other duties. If I can keep my mind on them today at all.
So we have something to deal with now. It's a fun little diversion. But, as I was saying, to the war table before we deal with any specifically post Into the Abyss conversation, which was the last quest that I did. It was something I wanted to do before I did Josephine's romance quest, but I sort of would rather get it over and done with. So, we pop into here, collect some resources just to make sure that they're all done good with. Dwarven slaves, Belgium Mark and Darkspawn, Alliance getting things moving, the College of Magi.
What happened in Adamant is a shame. I'm still reeling over the army of demons. Imagine what would have happened if the Inquisitor hadn't arrived.
Okay, I looked like I thought of something else. Anyways, so I want to do this one first. This is a good thing. There's a protest we must attend to, Inquisitor. A group of mages has heard of your judgment and the imposition of tranquility. They wonder why they fight for someone who can impose so brutal a penalty. They claim it is a betrayal of the promise of your actions at Redcliffe. We have to deal with this, Inquisitor. We cannot risk a second rebellion. So I chose to... I don't think tranquilize is the term that you use, but make tranquil the magister who did this because he made me angry. And I can't help myself.
Handled themselves well.
We've come a long way since Haven. I fear there's still a ways to go. Be prepared.
Yeah. I like Colin's
All right.
solution. I don't want to, like, try and undermine anything. Actually, I want to go talk to Josephine quickly, because I think there's something that I thought was going to pop up there that didn't. Something to deal with her romance. You'll see. I'm going to go talk to her.
Inquisitor, I'm
That.
afraid untangling my engagement to Lord Otranto will take some time.
Is there anything I can do?
He is Antivan. The only acceptable thing to do would be to challenge him to a duel for my favor.
Aha.
Every family has scandals. I'll find something to persuade Otranto to break off the match.
Please, Inquisitor, no. If Otranto found out, he'd challenge you to a duel. The traditional form of dueling among Antivan nobles isn't usually fatal, but there's always a chance of harm. I hardly wish to see you skewered on a sword point for the sake of my honor.
Really? You don't say. I'm afraid that I'm kind of impatient. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Like, not a lot, just a smidge. So, what we want to do... where is... Are they over here? I guess maybe, yeah, because it's Antifa. So we challenge, we need Cullen to do that. But, we can gather information with Leliana. So we're going to do that. And then I need to send Josephine. Let's look at reparations for Redcliffe. The Inquisition has assumed responsibility for the mage rebellion. The Arling of Redcliffe holds you accountable for the losses suffered by our people while providing hospitality to your mage allies. Freehold and Rainsfair was burned to the ground when a mage inside lost control of his abilities. 2 farms outside Redcliffe Village suffered crop loss and structural damage due to frost spells. 5 people in Redcliffe Village were injured by lightning spells cast by panicked children. I trust this matter can be concluded without the involvement of the Crown, Tegan. I'm going to save this for Cullen so he can send people. I like that better than just paying off money with money. Judgment. The death is a good Sir Ruth. The disgraced Grey Warden Sir Ruth wishes to make good on your judgment, Inquisitor. She has asked for assistance in reaching one of the deeper recesses of the deep roads so that our premature calling might serve a greater good, laudable with any expedition to the deep roads can be a sensible risk.
If my agents find anything, you will be the first to know.
Yeah, that sounds like good, so I'll think about that one. Break Venatory Hold in Wycombe. I'm just going to read through all these before I make my decision on what I send Josephine to do. It has been my pleasure to meet Duke Antoine of Wycombe and pay my respects to be on behalf of the Inquisition. Duke is a most friendly man. Indeed, I dare say he thinks the best of everyone as advisors as far away as to Vinter. Duke Antoine assures me that he wishes the Inquisition well and will offer us military support as soon as the city is recovered from a strange disease that has spread through most of the human population, though the elves and the alienage are thus far unaffected. Still, this may explain why bandits were able to operate so close to Wycombe with impunity. All the nobles and most of the soldiers have been weakened. Any concerns I have raised, he say, can wait until then. Duke's de Vinter advisor has indicated an eagerness to make my acquaintance. It is becoming increasingly difficult to resist such a tempting offer. It's no longer a matter of diplomacy. Josephine's diplomat believes that de Vinter advisor Ventori must eliminate him. I might say Josephine for that as well. I don't like straight up murder options if I can. Investigate Lord Enzo. The Venatori are smuggling red lyrium into Antiva. Thus far, they have evaded our grasp. We believe Lord Enzo of Rialto is assisting them. Enzo is clever, well-liked, and has relations among the team of royalty. If we approach him without proof, bury his tracks and turn his allies against us, we must handle this carefully. Yeah, I'll send Josephine on this one.
Let us begin.
For the moment. So we have a little bit to wait for Cullen, and about 10 minutes wait for Josephine. So let's go do... We talk to Josephine again, probably. I'm going to untrack this for the moment. Josephine should be sitting down, so now I can get her post-quest conversation. That will likely be a thing.
Even interesting development, and that he has proof. A petition from citizens of Val Royal. They wish to know what Andraste said to you in the Fae.
They think she spoke to me.
Even Leliana can't trace the rumor's origin. It may be expedient to respond to those asking for Andraste's words.
It's not Andraste who saved me.
Few people outside Skyhold know it was Divine Justinia who delivered you from the Fae. You could attempt to tell Val Royal citizens the truth, though it may not be as inspiring as they hope.
Tell them the Inquisition's position is that the Divine saved me from the Fade, not Andraste.
Very well. Some of the devout will be discouraged, but it will placate the Chantry.
Good. I don't like lying to people, even if it's good for them. I don't believe the lie would be good for them. That's that simple. Alright, Varric. This would be a lot sadder if I had sacrificed Hawk.
I guess the hero of River Dane's story finally came to it.
It's still pretty sad, though.
Loghain was the Ferelden ideal, you know, the common boy who freed his kingdom and became a Terran. He helped to end the Fifth Blight. The rest aside, that made him a hero. He wasn't the first good man to fall to Corypheus. He won't be the last. This story's no good for heroes.
You must be glad that Hawk made it back in one piece.
Yeah, closest thing I've ever seen to a miracle there. Hawk asked me to tell everyone back in Kirkwall where he's going. I'll have to let Merrill know.
Yeah.
I'd better write
You
some
better let
letters.
Meryl know.
Excuse me.
He sits and writes letters for a while, so there's no more conversation with him until I like fast travel and do something. See if Souls is anything new.
Good afternoon.
Nope.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I think I've gained enough disapproval between helping the Grey Wardens and making some choices that he's no longer wants to be my friend. We'll get it back, or we won't. I already had this friendship conversation, so I don't really care. See if Dorian has anything to say.
You have remarkably little here on early to winter history. All these gifts to the Inquisition, and the best they can do is the Malefica Imperio. Trite propaganda. But if you want 20 volumes on whether Divine Galatea took a shit on Sunday, this is evidently the place to find it.
I see. My library isn't up to your exacting standards.
It's alarmingly chaotic. I found a copy of the Oribalian in what seemed to be the Antiban Classics section.
How scandalous. Someone alert the Magisterium.
You laugh, but in some places there are punishments for that. Did I see something by Genitivi here? I could have sworn.
What is this about, Dorian?
What else could it be about? What happened at Adamant, of course. We went into the Fade. Physically went in. Are you... all right?
Logain is gone.
The Fade is an ordeal under normal circumstances. To be the only real thing there, beyond description. That any of us made it out alive is difficult to believe. You do realize this feat hasn't been performed in over 1,000 years. Corypheus and his contemporaries entered the Fade and began the Blights. In comparison,
You're right. I was fortunate.
indeed. Although there is cause for concern. If you can walk in the Fade, others will try to follow. Who knows what secrets Corypheus has revealed? Not all of them will be as lucky as you. What they could unleash. My advice? Keep this quiet. Let them speculate. Too many will see this as a challenge.
I agree.
That's a good idea.
There are enough idiots in the world who think if they just use enough blood magic, their problems will vanish. It's exactly the sort of thing I want to stop back home. This I don't need.
Yeah.
What I do need is a copy of the Liberalum. I'll wager I can find Corypheus' real name. If I can prove he was a grasping ankle-biter with no family to speak of, the luster would come right off. Wish me luck.
So there's an operation for that was available later. Oh yeah, Fiona. What does Fiona have to say, maybe, if anything?
I'm told you gave the Grey Wardens another chance, Inquisitor. Would I have done the same, I wonder? Forgiveness can be difficult. I hope the Order values what you've done, and gives you no reason to regret it.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
Most are pleased with the Alliance, even if we wonder what will happen next.
Okay.
I'll leave you to it.
Let's turn in some research. Get rid of any creature research items I've been saving up. Let's talk to Liliana. We have a conversation about the divine and what she said, or what the divine-esque thing the Fates said.
Inquisitor, I have been thinking. You remember everything now, yes? The explosion at Haven, Fade, escaping the breach. In your report, you said Justinia was with you. But only you emerged in the end. Why? Why were you the only survivor?
She knew it was either her or me. She wanted me to live.
Of course. Of course she did. That's just like her. Her message to me. failed you too. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Did you say anything else? Anything at all? Please, if you remember.
I'm sorry, Liliana. That was it.
There are no answers in the Fate. Only illusions. A warped mirror. Justinia has never failed me. I was her left hand. Now she's dead. I failed her.
There'll be more to follow up on that later. But for now, let's walk across. Go talk to Cullen. I think hopefully we'll get his next thing. Let's see. Yes! This is a great scene.
Close all you like. I have this one.
Are you sassing me, Commander? I didn't know you had it in you.
I really didn't until I'd seen this scene.
Inquisitor.
Leaving, are you? Does this mean I win?
Are you two playing nice?
I'm always nice. You need to come to terms with my inevitable victory. You'll feel much better.
Really? Because I just won. And I feel fine.
Don't get smug. There will be no living with you.
I should return to my duties as well. Unless you would care for a game.
Prepare the board, Commander.
As a child, I played this with my sister. She would get this stuck-up grin whenever she won, which was all the time. My brother and I practiced together for weeks. And the look on her face the day I finally won. Between serving the Templars and the Inquisition, I haven't seen them in years. I wonder if she still plays.
All right, let's see what you've got.
I had the same problem in this game that I did in Mass Effect 3. I can't let someone win.
This may be the longest we've gone without discussing the Inquisition, or related matters. To be honest, I appreciate the distraction.
You can't be serious all the time. Well, maybe you can.
Okay, we have Liliana back, so let's go grab her in a little bit.
I believe
After I
this one
talk
is
to everyone
yours.
else.
Well played.
This is the only way to win, by the way, is if you fair play. If you try to cheat, you lose. If you let him win, you lose. The game respects honorable gentlemen. Oh, look, that's a nice little scene. Nothing big. Some building up. But, let's see if he has anything else. I don't think so, but just making sure.
At your service.
Alright. Yeah, that's
all for now.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Let's go Blackwall since he's over here. He should be... I have plenty of things to say as the Grey Warden of our party. That sure is a log.
Someone I knew once described adamant to me. Adamant is, and always will be, the Order, he said. A guardian on the edge of the abyss. The lone soul that stares into oblivion and doesn't waver. That's what Warden Commander Clarel tried to be. Well, they all tried to be. I'm told her wardens never wavered. They went to their deaths willingly. They died for us. And Corypheus twisted their sacrifice to make it his own.
Yeah.
And that's why he has to die.
You'll get no argument from me. There's no one to blame but Corypheus. Even Clarel's intentions were righteous. Her desire to protect was so great it led her astray. It's not right. To want to do good, to be good, and have that turned against you.
At the end of the day, I guess all we can do is try. And hope for the best.
You're right. What matters is that we never give up. Clarel made mistakes, but she was a great woman. And she died a great woman. It's not the armor or the trappings of the Order. It's not the joining. At the heart of it, all a warden is a promise. To protect others, even at the cost of your own life.
Yeah. You might have another conversation. Let me check.
nothing right now.
Whenever I think that,
Perhaps in a
you
bit.
know, oh, it's always wrong. But anyway, we got more people. Let's go talk to Cassandra, Bull, Cole, and we missed Vivienne. I always forget her.
He's a hammer, a smash in everything.
Not sure if Vivienne likes me enough to give her her quest, but I like her quest for a couple of reasons. But besides, even beyond the police. Cassandra should have something to say. I don't think it's a full cutscene. Oh, it is. I lied. Oh, right. This cutscene.
Writing does not come naturally to me, as I'm certain you can imagine.
I had to pick this.
Let me guess, you're composing a love poem.
I couldn't, not even if my life depended on it.
It's not that hard.
Yes, it is. Poetry takes finesse, it takes grace.
You think you don't have those things?
Well,
Historians will one day ask what happened at Adamant Fortress, in the Fade. I wasn't there, but others were. Their accounts must be recorded.
It's an excellent idea, Cassandra.
I certainly thought so, until I started writing. I still don't know what to say about the spirit of the divine. The Chantry teaches us that the souls of the dead pass through the Fade, so it could have been her. Yet even so...
Do you really think it might have been her? A ghost?
A ghost. A remnant of her hopes and memories. Her lingering will to do good. Those things are all possible. Nobody knows for certain what happens after we die. A spirit could have assumed her form, but why? It helped you, as Justinia herself would have.
Perhaps it doesn't matter what she really was then.
It matters to me, to what I must write. I wish I'd seen her, seen it. I feel so inadequate trying to interpret.
I don't know the truth any more than you do.
Sadly, unanswered questions make for poor reading.
that's true.
When they told me you were physically in the Fade, I was terrified for you. The last time such a thing happened, we created Darkspawn. We created Corypheus. The world needs to know the truth this time. No more legends lost to the ages.
Yeah, I like that sentiment a lot. If there's anything I hate, it's true knowledge being lost. I wonder how much of that there is with our world. I'm sure a lot. Oh, you have Grey Wardens now around in camp just hanging out. There's a couple. There's one right there, I think. Yeah. But, I don't know, pisses me off. I want to know the truth about certain things. And then we have this cutscene with Bull. It's a fun one.
Again. Come on! This is why the Qun doesn't like women fighting. I should have asked Cullen.
That's how you piss off Cassandra.
Good one.
Perhaps you can take over.
I am a tiny elf mage. Look at my arms. Think I can hurt him?
Kunai training exercise to master your fear. Been a while since I needed it, but that nightmare demon was... big.
Can you explain why I'm supposed to hit you with this stick?
Yeah, that.
Probably, if I try. It'd involve a lot of Kunari words, though. Just hit me with the stick, alright? I need to get over this demon crap.
All right.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Damn demon. Who's stuck in the Fade, huh?
So we're working out your fear with a stick.
Less talking, more hitting. Piece of Fade, piece of crap.
I just...
And who killed you?
Iron
Fucking.
bull!
Yeah.
Oh, I needed that. Thanks, boss.
Anytime.
There you go, everybody. That's how you do, I guess. That's how you do. Let's see if he has anything else. I want him to give me his quest. Hoping he will.
I can't understand how those women in the kitchen can be awake so early after the night we had.
See you later, Bull.
Okay.
Nice talking with you, boss.
He will not. I have to wait more. I don't know why. He should be giving me his quest soon. Like I had said at the end of the last episode, this episode is probably going to be almost all talking.
You all right, sir?
Come on, Cole. There we go.
No.
Ah, here we
But
go.
you like demons. I enjoy the company of spirits, yes, which is part of why I do not abuse them with bindings. It isn't abuse if I ask. Not always true. Also, I do not practice blood magic, which renders this entire conversation academic. He won't bind me. He's a mage and he likes demons, but he won't help.
We just saw the Grey Wardens try to raise an army of demons. You want Solus to bind you?
He has to! If Solus won't do the ritual to bind me, someone else could. Will. Like the Warden mages. And then... I'm not me anymore. Rules around what I want. Blocking, bleeding, making me a monster.
A mage using blood magic could conceivably do that to any one of us, human or demon.
You should ask Solus to bind you too. And then someone can bind him.
There has to be some middle ground between do nothing and bind Cole with blood magic.
Indeed. I recall stories of amulets used by Raveni seers to protect spirits they summoned from rival mages. A spirit, wearing an amulet of the Unbound, was immune to blood magic and binding. It should protect Cole as well. The resources of the Inquisition could be used to find such a talisman.
Ho ho ho.
Good. They will not take me.
Okay. So that's important. Alright, well, perfect. He popped me right out here. We'll have to do that. And let's go talk to Vivienne. At the very least, do her post-conversation. Maybe if I'm lucky, afterwards I can get her quest. We'll see. Do.
Far be it for me to suggest a training.
You walked physically through the Fade.
Oh, yeah.
Please tell me what you remember.
I had visions, echoes of what happened to me the first time. The Divine was there, or something like her.
Manifestations of your own mind, perhaps? Or external memories awakened by your presence? I suppose there's
Well, that's what the Nightmare Demon took.
no one else has physically entered the Fade since the Magisters assaulted the Golden City. Oh, I'm positively envious right now.
I think that means we're not getting,
Yes?
yeah, nothing else besides that. Well, carp. Doop. Alright. Let me go to the war table. Let me see if I can use Liliana to do that amulet for Cole mission, because things for party members tend to take precedence for me. Hence, Josephine thing, except for I jumped the gun with Cullen's thing because I was excited about that operation because I like reactivity. Alright. Gather information on Lord of Toronto. From the biannual compendium of the diverse and worthy families of the nation anti-evident. Blah, blah, blah. of and worthy families of the nation of Antiva. The greatest recent scandal in the Otranto's history is when they created the terrazas of several of their holdings. They cheated the terrazas of several of their holdings. It's not the act itself that drew attention, but that it was clumsily done. Blood was spilled among both families in the ensuing arguments about this, while politics remained a bitter moment between the two houses. Though the Otrantos have buried the details, even mentioning the name terraza in their presence is ill-advised. Food for thought. No wealthy private collection rooms. I'll save Josephine for that because I like not stealing. Hardened Hightown, Trouble in the Sky. Copies of Hardened Hightown, 3, the repuncheoning, sit by side on the table along with a note. Nightingale, I found several similarities to events in Varric's book, but they all are slightly off. Dead magistrate was not in his home. Man found murdered in locked room was a comte, not a magistrate. Executors did not send warning note directly to Donnan. Obviously, object of plot is sort of a not a penny dreadful author. Close look at the rebuff book shows numerous grammatical and spelling errors that seemed random at first, but ciphers believed might contain coded information. Killer and author are clearly linked. Either the murder investigation or the code might lead us to a target. Yeah, I agree with Eliana. We want to crack that cipher. Someone got in Skyhold without being seen, so I worry. Anyways, that was everything in Skyhold. Next time we will push forward into actual doing stuff again. So stay tuned.